It's Morphin time!
Pterodactyl! Hi there, this is Doctor with Rangers of Wrestling bringing your AEW Dynamite review, and I am joined by the host that runs the West Coast for Michael Chow TV, Hollywood, Michael Chow.
I'm here. Hello. Where's RVD at? My goofy looking friend RVD. Where's he at? Nowhere? Oh man.
And of course, I am joined by the one and the only The Swerve Show.
What's up? What's up?
All right, so AEW Dynamite started off with CM Punk versus Bobby Fish. I honestly thought this was a great way to kick off Dynamite. I really enjoyed this match and CM Punk picking up that victory. What did you think of this, Michael?
I thought it was good. 18 minutes. I clocked it in. That's a long match.
Wow.
But I gotta be completely honest. I mean, I know he's undefeated, and I know he took like 7-9 year hiatus. You can definitely see CM Punk slowing down, and I don't know how long this is going to go for, but, it's a good opponent. I don't think he's faced someone like that. We got Darby Allin, who's kind of like the thrill seeker. We got Powerhouse Hobbs, the power guy. We got, who do you do after that? Daniel Garcia, who's like the technical guy, and you got the striker guy and Bobby Fish. So, yeah, it's pretty good, but I'm a little bit confused. Where does he go after this? And I kind of didn't like the setup to this match. I mean, Bobby Fish beats up Anthony Green, and we assume these two are friends, so out comes CM Punk. I don't know. The setup wasn't good, and I kind of don't know where they go from here.
Yeah, wow, you just put me on to that 18 minutes. I'm a little bit of the opposite of that. I think that was a little bit way too long, especially considering how you said that he lost. It looks like he lost a step, and I agree with you on that too. The gray hair throws me off a little bit. Of course, he wants to keep it real. We won't see him using Hair Club for Men or, hair dye. And I'm just tired of him fighting these quote-unquote nobodies. I know Bobby Fish is the internet darling, ROH, everybody. He's technical. But I've seen several people on Twitter saying he needs a feud where he could sink his teeth into. And I feel like he's wasting his pop. It's just, I'm not feeling his pop right now.
All great points, you guys. Definitely. I think they said it on commentary. CM Punk doesn't wrestle every day like Bobby Fish. So that definitely kind of does shows,
I don't know if you would want to put that out there though. That's kind of wild. It's just and the long pants too. This isn't the CM Punk that I wish we would have gotten after waiting 7 years of all the bashing and behind the scenes shoot promos. And it's just like, this is what we get. Him fighting Danny Garcia, him fighting. But yeah, we could go on and on for that.
Yeah, but once again, it's like, where is he going? Because if that leak photo is true, supposedly he's going to take on Wardlow at Full Gear, which I don't know is a good opponent. Because I mean, I know Wardlow's a big guy, but is he really the right guy for CM Punk? He just wrestled a big guy in Powerhouse Hobbs, but it's I know they want to save CM Punk and MJF and CM Punk and Kenny Omega for a big pay-per-view, but after a while, you're kind of like, well, he's kind of just wrestling these mid-tier people, right? Let's kind of get this show on the road. Otherwise, people just might get bored. I heard that the ratings for AEW's been slipping slowly since CM Punk after he made his debut. So it's like, it's cool to see him, but it seems like people are losing interest.
Big time.
I said Steve Callahan says ROH releasing everybody.
Hey, did you hear about that? You could talk about it towards the end. I just found out about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, we'll talk about it towards the end. All right, so then after that, we had MJF versus Jabber Bryce Donovan. This was essentially a squash match. It was a quick match. MJF, though, mocking the city of Boston. I'm surprised he didn't throw a shot or a jab at Sasha Banks since she is from Boston.
Or John Cena.
Yeah, or John Cena. And basically, it showed a video of Darby. I think it was Darby Allin. Yeah, it was Darby Allin attacking a guy with like a face mask of MJF. And then at the end, Sting came out and started attacking Shawn Spears, Wardlow, and then Darby Allin got him with a skateboard. What did you think of this, Michael?
I thought it was good. Yeah, short match. It's a jobber, right? Shorter the better. The promo is always good with MJF, and they did that little fake out where they played Sting's music. He didn't come out and they started laughing and stuff. But I noticed that Wardlow, he was kind of like not too happy that kind of like they played a joke or something. Like he wasn't involved in what they were doing. Because him and Sean Spears were laughing, but he was kind of like, what's going on here? Like he was kept out of the loop. And then when Sting and Darby Allin finally did come down to the ring, I thought they had a missed opportunity because they've been kind of building up this tension between MJF and Wardlow. He even questioned MJF last week. He said, hey, you know, the other week you kind of pushed me in front of Sting. And I thought they had a missed opportunity here when Sting and Darby Allin were attacking. That's another missed opportunity where MJF could have just pushed Wardlow in front of him and got the heck out of there. But, you know, it is what it is.
Great observation.
Darby Allin hit Wardlow with that skateboard with the tax on it. So that was, But once again, they made the challenge, and I assume MJF is going over, probably.
When is their next big pay-per-view event? Because I'm sure they have enough days to like fill in that void, right? Do you know?
Full Gear.
Well, how? Oh, is that next week?
No, that's on the 13th of November.
Okay, so we still got a couple Dynamites, a couple of Rampages where, you know, CM Punk could bump into a Wardlow or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot going on, like you said. And one thing that I noticed, I've never noticed that finishing move that MJF did towards the end. It was sort of like he was setting him up for the old school Randy Orton DDT, but then put his legs in between his legs and gave him a pedigree.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Was that always his finishing move?
No.
I think it's one of his signature moves. I think he calls it, what's he call? He calls it the Missile Seeker. But
okay.
They've been doing that with Daniel Bryan. He's been finishing off his opponents with different moves, which I think is actually pretty good because, you know, every now and then you kind of be like, oh, well, that's the move. It's over, right? So it's good that they finish off people with different moves.
Yeah, definitely. You nailed it on the spot. Yeah, with like CM Punk doing the crossface, the submission, and the GTS. But you nailed all the spots. The only thing that I thought was a little bit funny in that whole entire segment was when Sting showed up and you had Wardlow nonchalantly, of course, having the chair behind his back like he's about to swing, but he's just using that as protection so Sting could take a big swole swing at his back and have it blocked and rejected. But you touch it up on pretty much everything. I was just shocked by seeing MJF's like new finisher, at least to me.
Yes.
You know, last week MJF made that comment about Lex Luger in the wheelchair. I'm surprised that MJF hasn't taken a knock at the fact that Sting, the last company he was in, he basically lost all of his matches, or all of his pay-per-view matches, and he basically broke his neck because of Seth Rollins, and that pretty much ended his career in WWE. Surprised he hasn't made a shot about that, but we'll see. There's still time. I'm sure he'll
definitely. Were there? I think there was a segment in between this, wasn't there, Michael?
Yeah, there was a vintage with Malachi Black in the back. He was basically just talking about how he ran a promo about how Cody Rhodes' family has lost faith in them. The Nightmare family's divided, and he said that the crowd has turned on them, and he says the house always wins. And I guess the feud will WWES continue when it doesn't need to. So.
Yeah, definitely. That leads into another segment later in the night. But after that, we had the TNT Championship match. It was Sammy Guevara versus All Ego Ethan Page. If Sammy lost, not only would he lose the TNT Championship, but he would have to leave the Inner Circle. I thought this was a decent match. Of course, Sammy Guevara ended up obtaining, so he stayed in the Inner Circle. The rest of Scorpio Sky came out. And then, of course, the Inner Circle came out, and Jericho officially challenged them to a match at Full Gear. What do you think of that, Michael?
I gotta be completely honest. Sammy Guevara is great. I personally didn't like the match because there were a lot of stakes involved. So if Sammy loses, he loses the championship, and he gets kicked out of the Inner Circle, right? I felt like this match could have been a lot better with all of those stakes on the line. It just felt like a regular match. I really like Ethan Page. I like his character, but it's just he there's a lot of potential there, and he needs, not a knock at him, but he really needs to pick it up. I don't know if that makes sense at all. It's weird, they make this whole gimmick thing about how, and it's not a gimmick. He is a martial artist. He has a black belt in martial arts, but I think since he aligned himself with Dan Lambert, he should incorporate more martial arts in his moves. I'm not saying he should go full on karate man like Impact Wrestling, but you know, if Dan Lambert is saying, oh, these guys are real fighters because Scorpio Sky used to do MMA and this guy's a black belt, they should incorporate that into their moveset. You know what I mean? Other than that, it's I thought the match could have been better with a lot of stakes and Jericho announcing that this is going to be a Minneapolis street fight. I think it's going to be, I'm going to predict that it's going to be a cinematic match, and I think they should because American Top Team, honestly, they're not there. If you saw, what was the last American Top Team who was in that match? Was it Santos or Junior?
Junior Dos Santos.
He did not do good in that match. I'm sorry. He did not do good in that match. He's not ready. And I really do think a cinematic match would actually benefit American Top Team because they're not pro wrestling ready. And I think next week when they choose the teams, Inner Circle is going to pick all top American Top Tier members. And if that's true, without Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky to help them out, they need to make this a cinematic match because I don't think these guys are going to do well.
I think I like what you're saying. Off the bat, did they tell us why they were how did Sammy Guevara get his spot in Inner Circle put on the line? Did they tell us that, or was that like on Being the Elite, Michael?
I think they did tell us that.
It was just a random comment from Dan Lambert last week. So it was,
okay.
Was it on Rampage, I think? Right?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's cool. I like that because then we've always did that as wrestling fans for WWE, Raw, and SmackDown. They would have two random people, and we'd always say, put something on the line, make something funny, just make something on the line. And this looked like one of those scenarios, so props to them on that. And I think from here and just reading like forums and dirt sheets and whatnot, I think Ethan Page wants to sort of distance himself from cinematic.
Oh, he got muted. Especially you got muted.
Ethan, thank you. Ethan Page feels jaded by Impact Wrestling, how they treated him with that cinematic karate stuff. So I think he wants to sort of brush that off of him for a while before he gets into that. But I personally would like to see him incorporate the martial arts stuff. That if he is really a black belt, then go for it. I like this. This was kind of funny. We actually had a chant that we never even heard during the Attitude Era, which was fill in the blank Beecher when Jericho told Ethan Page he was probably just, messing around with himself in the bedroom.
Yeah.
That was pretty awkward. I don't know, man. Sammy Guevara rubs me weird. He's just too good looking. He's just too much of a pretty boy that's being shoved down our throats with being the Spanish god, the good-looking guy. Jericho praising him, his hair slicked back, his vlogs, him always smiling. I think he plays a better bad guy. This match was whatever for me. I didn't have anything too much invested into these guys except for, hey, at least they have something on the line to fight for.
Michael 101591 saying it was a good match, though.
Yeah.
Sammy did a good job, but I thought Ethan Page could have done more. And like I said, with all of these stakes on the line, I think this would have benefited a little bit later. Sammy is the TNT champion, and it would have been a better way for him to kind of get out of the group, for him to lose and then get exiled from the Inner Circle. Then it would actually give more like backing to the Inner Circle to want to beat up American Top Team, because they basically said, well, because of you, Sammy got kicked out of the group. So now we're even more matter to do this match. So I definitely agree with Swerve. I do prefer him as that cocky panda wearing Sammy Guevara than it is
the one that fought Cody Rhodes on the opening of Dynamite.
I kind of prefer Inner Circle as bad guys, if I can be completely honest. I don't know with them as baby faces, or I don't know.
Same here.
Yeah.
They now they're a biker gang, and then before that they're a pretty boy gang, and then it's just like, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So after that, we had the TBS Championship Tournament. It was Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb. And this was a good match. Of course, Hikaru Shida avenging her loss and finally getting her 50th win. However, now she's going to face Nyla Rose, which is a match that we've seen before. I was actually kind of hoping Serena Deeb won this match so that we can see Nyla Rose versus Serena Deeb. But, I'm sure Nyla Rose versus Hikaru Shida is going to be a good match. It's just that we've seen it before. So what are your thoughts, Michael?
I thought this was a good match. I mean, compare this to WWE's really lackluster Queen's Crown, where every single match was like 2 minutes long. This was a long match. Serena Deeb is great. I can't believe WWE used her as a PC trainer, and I mean, she's really, really good. I think they did that thing after the match where Serena Deeb attacked Hikaru Shida and then locked her into that submission to make her look strong and give Nyla Rose a reason to basically go over Hikaru Shida. Unless they're doing that old WWE trope where the injured person, makes that huge comeback and wins it in the end. But yeah, we'll see. I'm a little bit tired. I like Hikaru Shida, but I'm a little bit tired of seeing her in the World Championship, picture. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So Michael 101591 says the women's match is better than any of the Queen's Crown tournament matches. He has definitely a point. A Wicked Snazzy saying, I'm excited for Abaddon versus Britt Baker on Friday, one of my favorite women's wrestlers of all time.
Which one, Abaddon or Britt Baker? Britt Baker's growing on me. Abaddon is my favorite. There goes. I didn't say that in the last message. Wow. Yeah, back to that previous match. I'm gonna keep it real. That was the first match I stepped away from because I was 100% sure that Serena Deeb was gonna beat Shida because we haven't heard of her that much, and she gave up the title months ago, and she's just been here and there. But to hear Michael say that she picked up the W and is gonna go on to a feud with Nyla Rose is saying something. Especially since Serena Deeb, I might be a mark for her because she called out a lot of the female wrestlers saying, hey, when you guys are done wrestling, you go out in the back, you take pictures on Instagram, you go on your OnlyFans. I go to the back and I speak to Dean Malenko and I ask him how I can improve my match. And right there, I was just like, oh, Serena Deeb is my favorite. But that being said, I'm shocked that she lost. Is she still NWA champion or is that somebody else?
No, she lost to, I think, to Camille, right?
Camille, yes. Okay,
Camille.
Yep.
Yeah. But there was a really good spot in this where Hikaru Shida did that Cesaro suplex from the outside of the ring into the ring. And Hikaru Shida, she's not known as a strong person, but I was like, oh my gosh, that's freaking amazing.
Definitely. So after that, we had the Dark Order's 10 versus Jon Moxley. I thought this was a short, quick match. Poor 10 was busted open by Jon Moxley. And of course, Jon Moxley ended up being victorious. But dang, he got busted open and his mask was pretty much coming off. I think it was that when he collided with the steel steps, right?
Yeah,
what were your thoughts on this, Michael?
Yeah, it was either that or there was a spot in the match where Moxley started biting him on the forehead. So it was either one of those. I don't know if that was planned or not, but he was bleeding a lot. And this was a quick match. I think they're moving Jon Moxley back to being the heel because once again, if that leaked photo from the Jaguars game is legit, they said they have Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley.
Yeah,
Full Gear.
I see that happening.
Yeah, it makes sense to make the gosh, I keep stuttering because I'm about to say Dean Ambrose. So they keep making Jon Moxley heel and put him up against the company's probably top babyface in Daniel Bryan. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, this new character about how Jon Moxley says the reason why he does this, the reason why he has quick matches because he wants to go home and be with his kid. I mean, it sounds like a babyface thing, but then again, he's like beating up all of these guys, making quick matches, and he's probably going to do the same to Daniel Bryan in the finals of this eliminator tournament. So we'll see.
Well, it would make sense because if Hangman takes the title off Omega, Hangman's the babyface. He's going to need a heel to go up against.
And there really aren't that many male heels out there right now, right?
No.
Even Adam Cole gets cheered, and he does, and the whole entire crowd goes baby. But that was a short match. He's been having a lot of short matches, like Michael has said, and he's been a little bit reckless. I recall last week's match where he did something to one of the jobbers or somebody, Orange Cassidy's boy, and I was just like, man, that looked bad on his neck, and the way he busted, and 10 gets injured, and these matches are pretty quick. I think that we saw at the Jaguars game is pretty legit. And I think these matches are pretty quick because they don't want the fans to fall in love with his entrance. So they're slowly taking away his babyface entrance with everybody, for us to cheer. And I guess I'm just going to enjoy the ride, see where it goes on from here on out. Yeah, that's big.
Michael 101591 said, "Did y'all see a fan sitting floor level wearing a Fiend mask?" No, I didn't.
And the left
I
side.
didn't. I didn't.
All
right, so then
that match
after
is
that-
getting yanked.
No, it's not WWE. They won't do that.
And they would dress up as IRS and the $1 Million Man. They had the whole entire front row. It was awesome.
Yo, we believe. Come on.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to believe.
And breaking news, the Fiend tweeted maybe an hour ago, 2 more days. So whatever that means, does he debut on Rampage?
Is
not.
this 90 days up? Right?
They said it was after. I've heard,
Halloween.
on Halloween, after Halloween, maybe the weekend takes an effect because if you get paid on the weekend, they give it to you on a Friday. Maybe it was. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
So after this, we had a Cody Rhodes segment, basically talking about how he's not going to turn heel. That he wants us to put ourselves in his shoes. That he didn't go Hollywood. And that it was an honor to stand in the ring next to Arn Anderson. Of course, Andrade interrupts him and saying that he doesn't care what people think and called him a little bitch. And then the lights went out. And then Malachi Black and Andrade teamed up to beat up Cody Rhodes and Arn Anderson. And who came out? Pac came out. What are your thoughts on this, Michael?
I really don't know what the end game is for this. Everything that Cody said, he was getting booed. Even when Andrade came out, he got cheered just for being the fact he's the guy who came out here. It could have been anyone. MJF could have came out here and they would have cheered him because they are sick and tired of Cody Rhodes. He's slowly turning into the Roman Reigns of the AEW world. And I give him credit for Cody saying, I'm not going to do it. I'm not turning. That is what it is. But I don't know what the end game is. I mean,
I think you nailed it almost on the spot without even saying it. You said anybody could have gone out there and they would have cheered him, including MJF. MJF is a little bit of a far-fetched, but Andrade, he's stagnant, not cheering, not booed or anything. And he sort of got a little crowd behind him today because he challenged him. So maybe they're doing that aspect. Mm-hmm. He did his tattoo, which was pretty funny. He's like, Cody, you've been making so many mistakes. First of all, that tattoo is your biggest mistake. The crowd went crazy. I like where that's going. I like where Malachi Black and Cody Rhodes is going because there was a little vignette, I don't know, before or after this, where he was saying, you think this is all about a pin? This has more than you beating me for the 1, 2, 3. This is more than a pin. And then he walks back from the darkness. So that intrigued me more to see what goes on from here. Of course, the mark in me goes, does that mean he's bringing in Bray Wyatt? Oh, the darkness, all the devils are going to fight each other? No, but awesome promo by Cody. I like that he's taking reality and telling us what we all know, but he's just saying it on TV. And another storyline where it's just like, I don't even want to try to pick where this is going. I'm just going to sit down, enjoy it, and see where he's going, and see where Moxley going, and just enjoy it.
Definitely. I will say, though, isn't it funny that both Andrade and Malachi Black is married to Zelina, and Andrade was managed by Zelina? Isn't that funny or like kind of ironic, I guess?
Say that again? Okay. Yeah. That is kind of funny, that she managed and she's dating the other guy.
Yeah, definitely. All right, and so in the main event, we had the Elite versus the Dark Order. The Dark Order coming out dressed as a cowboy. They had a horse. Court Cabana was Brandon Cutler, and John Silver was Kratos. The Elite came out as the Ghostbusters, even Proton Packs included. What were your thoughts on this, on their costumes, Michael?
It was good. Without spoiling it at the end, I kind of knew that the horse was Brandon Cutler, and the reveal at the end, I wasn't expecting that double turn or the reveal at the end. So it was good. I liked it. I don't know. It's so weird. In WWE, if they did this type of stuff, costumes and all, we would all hate it. But
there was a double turn at the end?
No, there was. Okay, maybe I worded it wrong because it's not. It wasn't a double turn, but it's like people thought that they didn't know that the horse was Brandon Cutler.
Yeah. They thought, yeah.
Who did they think it was, though?
It was, I don't know, some rando or something. There's so many people in the Dark Order that
because towards the end I was trying to get ready for the stream and I missed out on that part. But yeah, bye.
So Michael 101 said the main event was fun, but if they did this, they would do terrible. But at least it was fun to do. Before we talk about the match itself, I have to ask, just because it was pointed out, who wore it better, John Silver as Kratos or Tommaso Ciampa as Kratos yesterday on NXT 2.0? Michael, I'll start with you.
It's a tie. They both lose. I'm kidding. It's
Viking Raiders and Triple H wear better.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Swerve. That's the person I'm agreeing with. Swerve.
The first thing I thought was, man, these people love this character from the video game, man. It's just like, wow, like, whew. They need to sign the guy. Just sign the video game character and they're over with.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So, of course, during the match, John Silver mocked Adam Cole. Omega went into the ring with the protein pack. Stu Grayson, he rode Matt Jackson like a horse. I thought it was a great main event. Matt Jackson knocked out Mike Knox. Then the Dark Order got sandwiched with the protein packs. And of course, like Michael said, Brandon Cutler was the horse and who was the Stay Puffing Marshmallow Man? None other than Hangman Adam Page.
I thought that was Don Callis, man. Props to them on that, man. Like Michael was saying in your chat room, WWE would have killed us because they have characters that are dressed up corny, pirates, vampires. They're dancing with no music. But this one, they put effort into it. They came out as the Ghostbusters, the Elite. And like you just said, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was Adam Page. I could have sworn it was going to be Don Callis since I missed out on the last 2 minutes. But, man, yeah, that's all. I'm lost. Go ahead, take over.
Definitely. And of course, the Dark Order ended up being victorious. So what were your thoughts on this match, Michael?
I thought it was good. Once again, I like that twist at the end. I wasn't expecting I was with Swerve. I thought the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was Don Callis, but then when it was revealed to be Hangman Page, I was like, okay, that's pretty good. I'll say this. Okay, when WWE does stuff, we get that stupid zombie match between
Morrison
Miz and and who's that guy? I don't know. I forget that guy. I feel bad. Oh, Damian Priest. Damian Priest versus The Miz in that stupid zombie lumberjack match. That's what we get, right? When AEW does stuff like this, it actually makes sense. It leads to something that makes sense. When WWE does it, they just pick up the paycheck, and
they even had Chucky.
yeah, they even had Chucky. So it just proves the difference between WWE and AEW, and I feel bad because I'm a WWE guy, but there is what AEW does right, what WWE does wrong.
Michael 10159 said everybody thought Stay Puft would be Bray Wyatt. Wicked Snazzy said,
"No way! Who said that?
Yeah, who said that?
Everyone thought Stay Puft would have been Bray Wyatt. That would have been an ultimate burial."
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God. Let me in my belly.
What about you, Swarsha? What were your thoughts on
the main event? I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised that the Elite lost and Dark Order won. And considering 2 weeks ago they were breaking up, and they're just I don't know. I don't like Dark Order. They are hanging on by the string of their teeth, especially since they hired all these new guys. And yeah, I could go on and on. I'm just surprised, like your chat room said, that Dark Order won.
Definitely. Well, I thought it was a great show. I definitely would give it a 4 out of 5 because it wasn't perfect. But it was definitely a good show. What about you, Michael? What would you rate it?
I give it a 4 out of 5, and the reason why I lost points for me is, like I said, I thought the Ethan Page versus Sammy Guevara match, that once again, so much stuff is on the line, including Sammy Guevara possibly getting kicked out of the Inner Circle if he lost. I thought that could have been booked a little bit better. So because of that, I mean, Sammy Guevara did a good job, but Ethan Page I thought was lacking in the match. I give it a 4 out of 5.
Give it an 8 out of 10. 4 out of 5. I think I would have to give it one more point to make it a perfect match, and I wouldn't know what would have made it perfect. But but I would have given it a 3 out of 5. That's for sure. It was a good, solid show. A little bit higher than mid. I like where they're going with Daniel Bryan versus Eddie Kingston. That was a crazy good promo backstage. Eddie Kingston kills it. And good, solid show. Hopefully we could continue this next week, next Wednesday, and we could follow it without having to watch a Rampage or being in the Elite, because nothing turns me off more like today, like when they said that Sammy Guevara will leave the Inner Circle if he loses this match. And I'm just like, what? And you guys said he did it on our Rampage. And I'm just like, man, like, but it's a solid show. I liked it. A good show.
I think the show could have been really, really good if the Sammy Guevara, with so much stakes on the line, versus Ethan Page was in the main event, and Sammy Guevara lost. Since it is Halloween and we got that little swerve with Hangman Page in that costume, and they said before the match that Tony Khan said everyone was banned from ringside, but have someone in a costume like hit Sammy Guevara so he loses the match. And then afterwards, you're going to be like, oh, well, Scorpio Sky, we know it was you. And he's like, well, you can't prove it because I was wearing a mask. And I think it would have been a good cliffhanger. Sammy Guevara loses the TNT title. He gets exiled from Inner Circle. And that would have been a good way to end the episode.
Definitely. Yeah. Steve Callahan saying 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10. Michael 101591 saying 8 out of 10. Wicked Snazzy 9 out of 10, actually. Swarshow saying 8 out of 10. So... yeah, we all agree it was a good show. So earlier today, we actually had some breaking news. Ring of Honor releasing everybody from their contracts. Michael, did you hear about this?
I didn't. I gotta be completely honest. I was a WWE person growing up, and I didn't really watch a lot of independent wrestling. So all I ever heard about ROH is when these newcomers come into WWE and they say, "Oh, these people came from ROH." I'm like, "Oh, what's that? What's that?" So yeah, I didn't hear about that, but whoa, they released everyone? Like everyone.
It's everyone, including
oh my gosh. Wait,
I can't even name one person that they released.
Wait, so do you guys think maybe ROH might be going under, or you know what? We got Vince tomorrow saying he just purchases competition in ROH or something, doing something like that.
He would do that. He wouldn't even put that on Twitter.
You heard about it, right?
I just heard about it literally before getting on the air with you, and this is awesome. I feel like I watch wrestling just so throughout the week the news is more entertaining and I know what's happening. I don't know if they're starting off fresh. Of course, the first thing you want to think is they're going under, but maybe this is a fresh way they start. This is like an actual reset. Like everybody's gone. Go do your thing, whatever you want to do. We know you're good guys. You've been with us for a hot minute. The Briscoes, this guy, that guy, and the third. If AEW wants to sign you, go ahead. We're going to start a new batch of people and showcase them and pay them cheaper because they know they don't have what it takes yet. And this is just another thing, like the storyline. Just sit back, relax, see where this takes us. Maybe, unfortunately, knowing wrestling and knowing ROH and the creepy indies as of the last few years, I wouldn't be surprised 2 hours from now we'll find out that an owner or something did something, whatever. And it's just like, that's why. But sit back, relax, see where this ride takes us.
Do you guys think that there's going to be like a mass hirings by WWE and AEW? I mean, that roster has to go somewhere, right?
No.
Nah, because remember there was a thing that came out on one of the dirt sheets saying that Vince McMahon and all of them don't want any wrestlers anymore.
Oh,
they want to focus on the big guys. And man, those guys are pissed off. They're probably like, why?
Yeah, definitely.
Should have sucked the steroids when I had a chance.
So, Mike, I have to say I'm on the same boat as you. Growing up, it was just WWE. I had heard of Ring of Honor, but I was just like, I never checked it out or watched it. Now I know what Ring of Honor is, though. Wicked Snazzy saying, imagine Bray was in that suit that Darby was in. Michael 101591 saying never watched ROH, but from this news, maybe ROH is getting sold. Steve Callahan saying January contracts are up. Michael 101591 saying WWE buys ROH. And Wicked Snazzy saying ROH needs help, but not by WWE.
They are.
Definitely. Sucks for everybody involved, though.
Especially that guy's car who's getting broken into. ROH wrestlers need that money now, right? Look out the window.
Yeah. I do apologize for that. So do you have any more breaking news for show?
Oh, no, that was that Michael put out that one. I'm looking out. checking out the websites. There was that little thing I was talking about with MSK getting booed at NXT 2.0 because Izzy, the Super Bailey fan's dad, was bashing on them because MSK, the guy with the blonde hair, liked a comment saying, hey, 12-year-old girls, that being Izzy, shouldn't be powerbombed through wooden tables. So word going around was that he was going around Full Sail. It's a very close-knit community with that group of fans. Told him, hey, boo everybody. And I heard about that a while back, and it's come to fruition now because Dave Meltzer reported it 2 days ago. And you could hear Beth Phoenix on last night's show saying, I like MSK. They're going to have haters and all. So she's sort of addressing it on the low. But there's a little Twitter beef between everybody. It's Izzy against MSK. Did you guys hear about that by any chance?
Only from you previously.
Yeah, nothing really big. But I like where this is going. She has a t-shirt on that's being sold for $32. I feel like it's a very like a Britney Spears being owned by her dad partnership with her, because her dad is really like props to him though. He looks like he's just really forcing this career down her throat in hopes of WWE will signing her, which they probably will. There's an awesome storyline behind her. Unfortunately, she has this little drama going on with MSK.
So Wicked Snazzy said, I only knew about ROH because of CM Punk mentioned in the pipe bomb back in 2011.
Wow, I feel old.
Same here. Steve Callahan says, so does Jay Lethal go to Impact?
Who goes to Impact?
Jay Lethal.
Ooh, yeah. If they could afford him, if they could afford him, that's the only place he could go to.
Definitely. I think they'll be able to afford him though.
Yeah.
Michael 101591 counters and says Jay Lethal should go to AEW. Not everybody needs to go to AEW though.
Yeah, I think Jay Lethal's ride is over. Honestly, he's done so much. He's just whatever. I liked him, but right now it's just he's whatever. What can he do? He's done everything.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Alrighty. So as we get ready to wrap up, Michael, do you have anything you want to plug or promote?
No, I mean my channel's been kind of silent because I did all these reaction videos to DC fandom and they flagged every single one of my videos. So,
are you serious?
I'm serious. Warner Brothers and DC. Screw you. All right. Ooh. So sorry.
Oh my God.
I just want to put this out there. I know there's a wrestling channel, but Marvel has never flagged any of my videos and DC's flagged all of my videos. So Team Marvel. So yeah.
Team Marvel then. How dare they flag you, Michael?
Thanks a lot, DC.
I've always liked Marvel better than DC anyways.
Yeah.
I never knew the difference. I just liked comics. Batman, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Green Goblin, Silver Surfer. Then
see, Michael 101591 says Marvel is greater than DC.
There you go.
Steve Callahan says bankrupt DC.
Oh man, you guys are deep at that. Holy moly. Yeah, it sort of reminds me, like, I guess with your channel.
Team Marvel.
It's like when you're starting and then people start like doing reviews of New Japan Pro Wrestling and they flag them and it's just like, wait a minute. So you sort of, they're the DC of that aspect.
Yeah, definitely. So you don't have any new content coming out?
No, I mean, I'm working on it. I'm very surprised that not a lot of YouTubers put out videos, but there's a way to kind of trick there's like a YouTube algorithm that picks up on whether or not you're using videos. And I've been doing several tests on what I could do. Change the color, put on a filter, change the shape from a square to a triangle. I'm trying all of these methods, and I'm trying to find if there's a
reverse mirror image.
Yeah, see, that's another one too. It's so weird. You would think one YouTuber would put out a video.
I've been able to squeak on by with a box that's very small. If you ever watch Botchamania,
yeah,
that works. I've played videos and I've had a very small box and that's helped out. Yeah, there is. Once I hit 1K, it's crazy, man. A new option pops up in YouTube and it shows you a list of everybody that has a video that looks similar to yours. You could report them, kick them out, or block them, whatever. And I was just like, whoa, they give me all this power. So
definitely. Yeah. What about you, Sword Show? What do you guys do?
So that burnt me out, man. That got me depressed as heck. I got spammed, so my thing got frozen. I would like to take my channel to a different direction. I love wrestling still, but I want to talk about current events in a wrestling fan sort of way. Like I would like to do UFC, but talk about it how a wrestling fan would understand it. Storylines like with the Gabby Petito and Brian Landry situation. I wanted to talk about that as a wrestling fan, like the storylines. Look, they have Dog the Bounty Hunter. He's coming in. What happens if this happens? What if Brian didn't kill her and it was the dad? So I wanted to add that in aspect to my channel, and it's almost going to be 2 years to the date since I've been doing this for next Monday, so November 1st. So that's going to be crazy. 2 years of losers. Like
2 years of swerve.
Yeah, put out that WWS reunion show. Come on,
man. So I might be doing that, but procrastination is my worst enemy. I want to do the graphics and look professional, but then I think my new channel is just going to be raw, just nothing. If I'm on the toilet bowl and breaking news pops up, I'm going to be like, breaking news. So that's what I hope happens next week. You'll see me. I'll be gone for 2 weeks and be like, where did Swerve go? So
wrestling.
Thank you for asking me though, Datilla.
Of course, Worsha, always. As for myself, I'm still working on my Impact Wrestling vlog. Yes, I did go to Bound for Glory this past weekend, and I hope to have it ready by tomorrow before Impact Wrestling starts. And then I might go live on Halloween morning to talk about Power Rangers. Because it did finally finish Dino Fury. Got a lot to talk about, that's for sure. And maybe we'll see you guys tomorrow either on this channel or on the returning Rose Montana channel for Impact Wrestling. And thank you guys all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever we go live or I release a video. Bye.
Bow, bow, bow.